Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Stellaris and the new Roman Empire and its Emperor, Appy. We are, of course, now an imperial, instead of a oligarchy, I believe, was what we used to be. Which means now, instead of having an election, our boy here just has his kid take over. And apparently we're going to have an empress when Appy finally kicks the bucket. Which is both good and bad. Good in the sense that we have our next heir all set up. Oh, sweet. Luminary bloodline. Awesome. Good news on that front, have our next of kin all set up and such, so we know who's going to be next in charge. Bad because he's actually pretty damn good. Like, really damn good. Look at these damn traits. Like, holy crud. Though, we still got plenty of time to go, and although I said he's going to die at the age of 145, or at least I might have inferred upon that, he's not gonna die immediately at 145. As you can see, there's a death chance. And that's gonna go up once he's above 145. It's gonna get higher and higher and higher. Obviously, there are ways of boosting that, obviously, the Luminary trait, pretty much a whole bunch of other traits. You've seen several of the traits already that affect lifespan. So, we've got time. And speaking of time, we have plenty of time now to basically focus on building up our army to eventually take down the Imperium. Which I'm actually now just thinking, this is funny as all hell. We switched ourselves over to an Imperium. These guys have always been an Imperium. I just think that's funny as all hell. Oh. Anyways. So yeah. These guys are going to be more or less just taken down by us, honestly. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Hang on. These guys are apparently the Hythian. Oh, that sucks. So these guys that we were trying to get friendly with them with earlier, they are now in a defensive pack with these guys, which sucks. But it is what it is. I'm not too shocked that they did that. It makes a little bit of sense. After all, you do have to keep in mind that we are one big threat, so it would make sense that these two would gang up together. But we got two friends of our own, so we're going to do just fine. We're going to do just fine. Especially since they are giving us whole crud tons of stuff. Research agreements, trade agreements, we are just golden.
Construction complete.
Oh, didn't mean to snag that. Meant to go into here. Yeah, I'm gonna need quite a bit of power before I can go and knock them out. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we are going to have one of our fleets fully filled up now.
Construction complete.
That's both good and bad. Ooh, this is an ocean world. Ah, the first actual communications from the materialist fallen empire. Emperor Appy. We understand that your empire is home to an individual whose brilliant mind transcends the tragic primitiveness of your species. While the talents of Decimus Lorenz is sadly wasted on the new Roman Empire, we Zaxoids always have a use for skilled scientists work in our archives. As such, we are offering you a unique chance to earn our favor by allowing us to take charge of him. We already have a ship en route to pick him up, so you need only say yes and everything will be settled. I'm sure you won't disappoint us. Do you? We can either make them happy and lose one of our leaders. I'm assuming it's one of our scientists. We can tell them, or we can tell them to fuck off, and they will be displeased. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to make them declare war on us. I'm pretty sure about that. But if we do make them happy, they might be willing to share technology with us. And obviously, Fallen Empire has some pretty sweet tech. You know what? Go ahead, take him. We can always get a new scientist. Alright, let us go with... You're a militarist. I think you're a militarist. You're a militarist, right? Ah, yes, right down here. Okay, we got militarists coming out the wazoo, so let's toss a xenophobe onto the council. There. Where's our faction tab? Am I having difficulties seeing the faction tab? There we are, factions. Yep. Okay, contact report Leviathan. We have now found beings far surpassing anything encountered in our Empire spacefaring history. Life capable of growing to an unprecedented size, rivaling moons in size and mass. Nothing could have prepared us for this. This day will forever mark a turning point in the story of the new Roman Empire. Let us hope we survive long enough to tell it. Imagine what they could teach us, or imagine how impressive the trophy could be. I'm going with second option because I don't know where this Leviathan thing is, but wherever it is, let's just pull out and see if we can't. Aha! Stellarite Devourer, the first of the massive beings. Now, it might not seem like much, but that skull ain't just for show. I can guarantee you're not going to want to go after it until you have at least 5 or 6 ships that are 20,000 power or more. And honestly, I'd say you're probably going to want slightly more than that just to guarantee a victory. Because otherwise, you are going to get your ass handed to you, and you're going to be harmed heavily. And yet another station. Now, the thing about these stations is they provide you a lot of benefits if they are within your territory. Well, not a lot of benefits, but you basically build up trust with them if they're in your territory. If they're not in your territory, you can build up trust with them by, doing this stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, let's do that. Yes, we shall pay. Okay, so what I just did there was basically have them read my fate, and now we're going to get an event later on. It cost us some influence and some energy crystals, energy credits, but yeah, that is what it is. Oh, heck yes. Okay, Dyson Swarm. So this is one of the first mega structures you're going to be able to build. Not the first, obviously, because it's a chance that you could get something like this. I believe the first couple of mega structures that you might be able to get your hands on is the hyper relays, this Dyson Swarm, or that orbital ring I showed you earlier. I think those are the two what I would consider basic mega structures. This, in my personal opinion, is one of the more useful ones. It's not as useful as a hyper relay, but it is definitely something you want to get above, say, something like the orbital ring. Okay, the Great Schism. We have been contacted by a transport ship carrying a number of exiled acolytes from the Shroud Witches, calling themselves Reformers. They are requesting refuge on one of our worlds. This represents an unprecedented schism within the Shroud Walkers. It would appear the Enclave is not as unified as we were led to believe. We can either let them entry, or we can end the event right here. We did not spend so much damn money just to say, fuck off Xenos. Don't get me wrong, we're not exactly going to be super happy with them, but hey, laborers are always welcome. New laborers are always welcomed. Oh. Oh, hey, ain't that shocking? Well, that ship's dead. Alright, incoming transmission from the Shroud trembles. Word has reached us that some of our former acolytes have taken refuge on one of your worlds. This displeases us greatly, but so be it. Reckless actions often lead to desperate results. Know this, these reformers are nothing more than charlatans. Vain fools who believe they hold the key to unlocking the secrets of the Shroud. Shelter such heretics at your peril. Those that dwell within the Shroud have surely taken notice. Understood. Oh. Apparently these guys are no longer chill with us. I wonder what happened. Huh. Okay, I guess they're no longer chill with us. Which is quite weird. Huh. But yeah, over here you see that the mining droids suddenly popped out a hostile group. This is definitely a bug. These things should have already turned hostile, like these things did, and built a base. But they didn't for some reason, so they got... something happened. Same with these ones, too. Odd. But, oh well, I won't pay in any mind.
Construction complete.
The door and the key. Okay, so... our benefactors. That you have sheltered us when so many others would have turned their backs, surely the Shroud will bless you, both in this life and in that which lies beyond. Our former brethren, the Shroud Witches, are blinded by tradition. The Shroud is not impermeable. There is a door, and we have discovered its key. In return for your generosity, we would share these secrets with you. All we require are the resources with which to begin construction. And we can't pay that because we don't have any rare crystals. That's another of these strategic resources. That being said, nope. Can't even get them. Damn it. Damn it. Well, hang on a second. Let us see if perhaps one of our friends Nope, they're not willing to trade any, if they had any. Hey, we could propose subjugation. They're not going to accept because they're way stronger than us, or at least as strong as us. But that's cute. That's neat. Okay, offer trade deal. You got any rare crystals? You do, and you're willing to give us some. Well, we just so happen to have a whole crud ton of minerals that we're not using. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll give you a little bit extra. Look at our friends coming in clutch. Okay. You shall have them. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I don't want that to recede by 10%. I want the event to go through. I'm not entirely sure what this event is going to do. Could it do something great? Or could it do something terrible? I have no idea. We shall see. We shall see. Alrighty. And yet another Leviathan. Oh yeah, I didn't go too deep into these things, did I? Now, obviously, since they're so scary and dangerous looking, they are well worth to take down. They are well worth to take down. The key is fashioned. The shroud shivers. With your help, we have at least completed construction of the great key. Even now, our most gifted brethren have gathered to begin the opening. With their minds tethered to the key, their psionic abilities have been amplified. Now these brave pilgrims enter a shared dreamlike state. At their awakening, a door to the shroud will open. May those that dwell within the shroud bless their efforts. Excellent. Now, the shroud is basically, well, if you know Warhammer, it's basically the warp. If you don't know the Warhammer, it's basically a afterlife of sorts, let's say. It's a place where souls exist, and it's become quite a hell ever since something called the War in Heaven, which you don't really need to know what the War in Heaven is. Just know that it was something terrible that happened that changed the warp from being a halfway decent place to being a horrible nightmare realm. And you really, really don't want to go and you really, really don't want to go and get lost in the warp. The Shroud is basically kind of that, only not as terribly bad because, well, you're never going to go there. Exactly. There are good beings who reside within the Shroud, yes, but there are also just an equal amount of bad beings that are existing in the Shroud. So, yeah, this event probably isn't going to do anything good, but I'm going to go through it anyways because, well, I want to see what happens. And like I said, I've never, ever, 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 ever done it before. So, let's do it. Now, moving back on to these giant guys, the Leviathans, you want to basically be able to take them down because they provide you a crap ton of benefits just by taking them down and researching them. The oh hey, the infinity equation. I'm going to continue my thought process on the Leviathans because otherwise I'm going to forget about it. I know the automatic dreadnought that we just found over here. I really like that thing because you can get several different fun toys from that thing, either to boost your mining output, your mining station's output by like a lot, or you can get unique weapons and armaments, which is also very, very nice. So you definitely want to go and take down. You definitely want to take them down. And that Stellarite Devourer, that thing, I believe, if you take it down, you have the option to get something that'll, well, basically allow you to destroy suns, like an espionage mission that lets you actually destroy suns. So yeah, not a half bad idea to go after the Leviathans. You just gotta make sure you actually have the strength to do so. Okay, back onto this event. The Infinity Equation. As the Alpis approaches the gargantuan black hole, they find that they are not alone. At the edge of the event horizon, it soars, reflecting light from the stars being drawn into the dark, gaping hole. A gigantic construction in the shape of a perfect sphere. We cannot pick up any signals from it, nor does anything we send make it respond. It simply sits at the edge of the abyss, waiting. Begins the Technosphere event chain. Now, the Technosphere event chain is very, very fun. That is very, very useful if you're looking to do technology, and actually, I would say that it's damn near necessary if you're trying to do a technology heavy run. You would need that, basically. Because that thing, it won't do nothing until you have a certain level of technology, I believe. Of course, I could be wrong. Have been before. Not gonna act like I'm a genius. But yes, I'm fairly certain that you need a certain level of tech to be able to even go and interact with it. Which isn't bad. Not bad at all. The door opens. Incredible news from our colony on Petrero 3. Awakening from their months-long trance, the reformers have succeeded in opening a door to the Shroud. A brilliant rift in space-time has appeared above the colony's central city. Now something like a great wind is issuing forth, iridescent with milky light. The psionic resonance that is blown through the colony has permeated the hearts and minds of the reformers and colonists alike. Many believe that this is the dawn of a new age in Petro 3. Where's Petro 3? Way down here. Okay. Wow, so you guys just decided to go for... Okay, well, let's hope that's not a bad thing, because... Well, the good news is, extra stability, extra happiness. So, all good news there. Well, the bad news is having a whole ass doorway to the shroud on a planet, not entirely a good thing. Not entirely a good thing. Like, seriously, it's not going to be very good, buddies. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's make sure that you guys are going down by 5 as well. Why? Why are you guys suddenly rivaling me? Huh. I can only assume that they're not too super happy with us taking in those refugees, but that seems kind of odd that they would do that. Like, seriously. Why would it matter to you guys that we took in a bunch of freaking gosh dang refugees? Whether they were, psionics or not. Oh well. 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 Okay. Let us see here. The tree. I can embark all of you because you guys are actually doing just fine. Smuggler activity reported on Lerman 4. There has been a marked increase in smuggler activity on Lerman 4 recently. A number of gray ports, unauthorized spaceports, where smugglers and other criminal elements convene, are believed to exist on the planet's surface. Local authorities are working to track down these illegal ports, but until they succeed, trade on the planet will suffer. That is annoying. Very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. But that's what happens when that's what happens when you have a slave empire. You have to deal with discontent. Like, serious discontent. Oh well. That is something I should do. I should go and see what blockers I can get rid of off the planets. Unsurprising, I can't get rid of it. I haven't exactly done the text yet. Well, we're losing consumer goods again. But that's fine. We got plenty of minerals, so we'll just pop out a couple of more civilian industries, and we'll call that good. Accusations. A secretive group calling themselves the Forgotten have accused Emperor Appy of tyranny. They claim that our government no longer represents the will of our people, only the interests of a select few. Their trust in Emperor Appy has waned, and they have brought forward evidence of dissenters who have suddenly disappeared after criticizing our regime. Their repeated messages are starting to sow doubt in the minds of our citizens. We will, of course, counter these claims. Nonsense! They didn't disappear. They're currently assisting the laborers on one of our many, many labor planets. Don't worry about that. In fact, would you like to go and join them? We can show you right where they are. You don't have to worry about a thing. We can take you right to them. Oh, yeah. Sometimes playing the evil villain is a little bit fun. And as you might have noticed, I was just queuing up some more outposts to be built. Oh, the consistent calculator. We picked up a signal. It originates from the titanic metal sphere we encountered earlier. Previously impervious to contact tents, it now sends out a rhythmic pulse of radio signals, pointed towards the black hole it orbits. What it's doing is beyond any of our staff, but this signal might have created an opening into the sphere our scientists for our scientists to exploit. Now we can say fascinating, or we can say we don't have time for this and get influence. I'm going to say fascinating. Don't get me wrong, we're not exactly doing a tech heavy run, but I think you can get even a little bit of resources even if you fail, which is fine with me.
Blocker cleared.
Ah, interesting. Insult. So, yeah, the devouring swarm is insulting us. Oh no, how horrible. Whatever shall we do? You will forgive me if I dim my display, Blinik. I cannot stand to look at your nauseating appearance. Hey, fair's fair. Not to mention, honestly speaking, there are two ways for a devouring swarm to go. Either the devouring swarm gets its shit rocked, or it takes over so much crap it actually becomes a real threat to you. There is no middle ground. It is either or of those. And I'm here for it. Oh, we got another one. Oh, thank God. It's just another bandit. It's just another Marauder Empire. Yeah, like I said, there's like 3 of these in the entire system. And actually, we got pretty damn lucky. 2 of them are pretty close to us. So if the Khan does spawn, it's more likely to spawn on our side of the galaxy than way across the way. Don't get me wrong, still could. Okay, cool. So in the background, I was, of course, researching the universal translator that we got way, way back when we first met. First met the United Stars over here. Yeah, technology is not super great. Prototyping of the so-called universal translator has finished in success. Although the results fall short of the boldest promises of our researchers of a device capable of instantaneously translating even unknown languages, it is a massive improvement over existing translation systems. Already, there are promises of vast boons as barriers of communication with the United Stars and other alien acquaintances are lifted. So, what we are going to be getting from now on, this is a permanent buff as far as I know, is monthly society research plus 10%, and we are increasing our ability to have our envoys increase relationships. Basically, our improving relationships is now even better. And that is incredible. I don't know if there's an actual cap on the improved relations. I'm willing to bet no. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that no, there isn't a cap on this. So from now on, we are just going to be boosting our improved relations up by a whole crud ton. And from the looks of things, looking at the AI attitude thing, the breakdown is you'll see their opinion of us at the very top there, 345. Underneath, it breaks down even further what it can do. The first friendly greetings is slowly going down by 0.25% or 0.25, but our improved relations is going up by nearly a full point per month. And that first friendly greeting, that's a yearly thing. So we are insanely boosting our relations with them. So long as we don't do anything insanely crazy, which we're about to invade a pre-FTL civilization, and they're not going to be too happy about that. But that is what it is. It happens. They're going to be upset by that. Eh, it's what happens. The main thing we need to worry about is making sure that we don't do too many of these invasions all at once. The good news is we took care of most of that early on. We don't have a lot of pre-FDLs to take over anymore. I mean, we could very well, but not really. We only got these guys, and after that, our borders will be basically complete. That being said, once our borders are complete, and I'm using this term extremely loosely, I'm going to obviously begin to take down all these lurkers that are in our area, because we have the capabilities, we have the strength, for most of them anyways. Alrighty, yep, and we'll just keep going with the normal agendas, because we're still expanding the stars, mapping them out, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Hmm. Ah, okay. So just a heads up, I was wondering what this aggressive ship was. It's not a ship. It's a rock. It's an asteroid. That's another thing that I don't like about these observation outposts is one of the events is an asteroid is slowly coming towards one of the planets, and you have to go and destroy it, or it'll impact the place and kill off all the life, and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Just annoying to have to send your ships to go and destroy them. I mean, if it's close enough to your station, like say that it was over here by Chorus 2, yeah, sure. Most likely the station would be easily able to wipe out the asteroid all on its own. But the chances of that happening are real low. So more likely than not, you're just gonna have to go and send your fleet to go and destroy it yourself. And if it's somewhere like, yeah, this far away, you're not going to get it. Sorry to have to tell you this, but you're just not getting it. So, needless to say, annoyances upon annoyances. And we will, of course. Oh, hey, these guys are a Gestalt consciousness, huh? Cool. Yeah, like I said, they're not gonna be too happy about that. Well, let's go to one of our closer allies. Yeah. We have... No? Huh. Well, maybe we'll have to wait till they actually go and finish taking over that place. Well, I can see the writing on the walls. We're just gonna close up the borders because, well, they're gonna do that eventually themselves, so... Okay, so we have just finished taking over this planet. It, of course, is not going to be in a sector, so we gotta make that all on our own. But if we go over here, they should have a extra little... Huh! Ah, okay. I can only assume that this is because they're egalitarians. So we just annexed some pre-FDLs. Meaning that these guys are happier because we just made them equal because we, uplifted them into our society. It's a bit odd. Let us see if these guys have anything to say about that. No, these guys are cool with it too. Okay, weird. I would have figured they would have been upset with me. I'm gonna assume that it's just the xenophiles that are ever upset about this because you're taking away choice from them, I guess. I guess that makes a bit of sense. To some degree, I suppose. But yeah, I was not expecting that, to be honest. I truly was not expecting that, to be honest. Let's go with 40 of these guys. And... oh, take care of that. Now, what we are going to do with this one ship that got, kind of destroyed by the mining droids, or at least, messed with by the mining droids, we are going to go and we are going to turn it into a mercenary enclave. You see that we have a total of 3 that we can have. Now, going further into it, you can actually read here that mercenary enclaves can offer mercenary fleets to serve empires for a limited time. Enclave capacity can be increased through civics, ascension perks, or galactic resolutions. We have 3 in total. One was at Lord of War Ascension perk. Second was the Barbarian Despoilers, basically our government type. And the third was Warrior Culture, one of our civics we took at the very start. We can have 3 of these enclaves around our entire empire here, which I am going to do. Of course, I didn't realize I needed above 50, so I might as well just do the whole shaboodle. Just do the whole thing of 70. It is what it is. And I will, of course, focus on my main fleet first to actually upgrade. Because I'm not that much of an idiot. Though I am hoping that our Starhold finishes real quick, but yeah, it's going to take a while. And we're getting insulted by these guys. Well, I don't mind giving you guys an insult. Insult. Look at yourselves. What is that thing on your face? Some kind of maw? Wait, is that even your face? How can you not see that you Ardurnians are an affront to nature? By the way, the only reason you would ever want to insult them is if you were intentionally trying to antagonize them, i.e., you were trying to get their opinion and trust as low as possible. We don't have to worry about that. They have long since been just the worst towards us. Just hates our guts. Yeah, you can see that vivisection, by the way. Holy crap. That is a huge number. They're not going to be happy with us for quite some time. Undoubtedly not going to be happy with us for quite some time. There is a slight problem. Our espionage is eventually going to fail. Yeah, in about 5 years' time, these sleeper cells will be no longer there, and our intel level and our infiltration level will drop to nothing. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Luckily, we won't have to worry about that too much. At least not entirely. Alrighty. Let us go here, and we will go make another starport. You see, we're not really filling up our starbase capacity all too much. And that's fine. That really is honestly fine. But what I am going to do is I'm going to start making a few adjustments, I'm going to call it. These adjustments are actually just me making, starports. Basically, shipyards, sorry. Shipyards. I'm just going to be making shipyards. Ah, cool. Okay, so as you might have remembered, there was the primitive species here. The primitive species was a Gestalt consciousness. And obviously, Gestalt consciousnesses can't exist anywhere but in a Gestalt consciousness. So, obviously, if you're not one, you can't subsume them. You can't take them into your empire. So, the only thing you can do is basically send them away. That's pretty much all you can do. Shame that I didn't think to even go and look at that. Basically, switches over to undesirable, and the purge type is basically your basic purge type, which for us is just displacement. We just send them out. We tell them, go fuck off. Go find somewhere else to live. Of course, you can also have various types of purge types where you can assimilate them into your empire. You can turn them into food, energy, resources, whatever. And let me guess. This is an actual... Nope. This is just another... this is just another station. Holy Toledo. Oh, hey. Do we have... I don't think we have an active sensor link with you. If we did... Okay, you don't need minerals. Well, that's fine. How about food? You need food? No, you don't need food. How about energy crystals? You need energy crystals? Yes, you do. You need energy crystals. Alright. I thought we had an active sensor link with you. I mean, yeah, we should. That's odd. Okay, no, we did not. Okay. Okay. So we did not. We did not have an active sensor link with them. The only reasons we could see all their fleets is because we have a defensive pact with them. Oh, hey, natural wormhole. How much you want to bet that those two are it? Oh, and you see this little magnet? This little magnet icon here? That's a FTL inhibitor. That's the thing that I was talking about. That would stop ships from basically going anywhere except for back to where they came from. Like, say that oh hey, that's another Leviathan. This is the Void Dweller. Anyways, let's say that this Void Dweller could actually leave its system. It can't, but let's just say it could. Jumps into this system, decides that it can't take on that station, and wants to try keep going on. It can't. It can't go anywhere except for back to where it came from. That is the wonderfulness of fleet FTL inhibitors. And you can, of course, not only put them on the starbase. I mean, the starbases all automatically have them, but you can also put them on your planets. So now you can see why this one is going to be an amazing choke point right down here. It's going to be so good that I highly doubt these guys are even going to try to ever push through there, really. I'm sure they're going to actually try to push through up here, more realistically. Because it'd just be slightly easier for them. Only have to try to get through the starbase instead of trying to get through 3 whole gosh darn planets. Yeah. Price of truth. After renewing the evidence, it appears that Emperor Appy has indeed lied or at least concealed the truth to the Council and the population at large. He has signed several large contracts with various powerful stakeholders, promising many things that he could not realistically deliver upon. Today, the Forgotten have made themselves the voices of all those who have been tricked by the Emperor, and are calling upon our government to transfer power back to the people. Increase security spending or disturbing? Yeah. We need 15? Yeah, we can get that. Uh-oh. We might not be able to get that. Whew, thank God we were. Whew. Increase security spending. Sorry, but I really don't want that luminous trait taken down. I really want to keep that thing. I really don't want that trait getting any worse. I really want it to be as good as possible. But jeez. I think we're going to call it there. I pretty sure that all that I'm going to do from now on is basically slowly build up my army to eventually go and take down the Imperium here. Their technology is great. Their technology level is great. Their fleet power is equivalent to us still, which is unsurprising. They basically have the same stuff as us. I highly doubt they're going to have 500 fleet capacity because we're getting a lot from, our populations. We're getting a lot from our populations. Funny what happens when you just basically turn every world into a fortress world. Real funny about that. So, yeah. We'll just call it here. We're gonna just keep slowly building up our army, our shipyards. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if I should actually let this one be turned into a mercenary enclave, or if I should just keep it and then use it to rip apart the Imperium, because that's a lot of alloys that we're basically using up to make a enclave. But that is something I will think over. Thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a good day. Sayonara.